My name is DJ Beauty and the Beats, and you're chilling with DC Live.
This is Biggie Simmons, and you're watching DC Live.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Lil Mama, and you're tuned in to Black Press Radio.
Hello, everyone. My name is Felicia Reader. I am the mother of DJ Reader, number 98 for the Houston, Texas. Please check out my interview on Black Press Radio.
What up, it's your boy Maine on right now. You're tuned in to Black Press Radio.
For you, Ma, thankful that you're still right here. Fortunate to have my mother's voice in my ear. For you, Ma, the wise and intelligent.
Do you have any advice for other mothers? I know several moms that I meet, they're single moms and they're raising sons, and when it comes time to football, they're just so on the fence. They're not sure, is it too dangerous, should they do it, or even how to do it as a mom, like how to bring them there, how to be supportive. Do you have any advice for moms who are, whose children are playing sports or thinking about playing football?
Okay. Well, I mean, if your kid truly wants to play football, what you have to do is always have to remember they could be walking down the street and something could happen. They could fall off a curb and break a leg. Anything could happen. They could get hit by a car, and I'm not suggesting that. So if it's something that they want to do, come to terms with the fact that, yes, it is a sport, and it's a contact sport, and don't live in fear, because we don't know what any future is for anyone. But the best thing that a person can do in life is to do something that they love. DJ loves football, and I'm so glad that I was able to relax, and let go of the fact that potentially he could get hurt, because potentially he could get hurt with anything. And it's probably easier for me because I was reared that way, and I'm an athlete, and I went to college on a volleyball, softball scholarship as well. So, I'm wired differently, and I'm wired like DJ, that I prefer to live my dream the way I want, within boundaries, not just doing whatever I want to do, but knowing that I'm doing something that I love, and at the end of the day that I'm happy. Then for me to have set boundaries for him, and he's doing it because I want him to do this versus that.
That's really good advice. Let's see, you said relate, relax, and let go. I like that.
Yes.
That's great. I guess I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you if you'd like to talk. We don't have to discuss this part, but I do have to at least ask. I know you've probably been following all of the take a knee and just things like that. Is there any conversation you want to have on that, or just want another day for it, or what do you think?
Well, I don't want to, to discuss that in detail, so I'll just kind of pass that one.
Yeah, one of the things I think that I preferably like when I'm talking to moms is, even before I was a mom, I just was like, it is about the athlete or the celebrity or whatever, but it's not really, because we weren't always moms, and we love our jobs as moms. It's really fantastic. But every topic doesn't have to be discussed, because sometimes it could open up to some bigger can of worms that is even needed. And what I really wanted to do today, so for those of you out there listening, disappointed that we didn't go there, what I want you to know is, we're all watching it play out. No one knows how this is going to end, but it's so important to get to know the moms. The moms have their own stories. I mean, she's obviously very nurturing to the community. She's helping these kids and, teaching, and hopefully we can bend her arm to get a cookbook out of this. We will all benefit from that cookbook, believe me. And maybe a TV show. If anybody's listening, can she get a show? Can she get a TV show? But I think it's just bigger than just a controversy. I think really we just have to focus on the beautiful things. And I just love this story about your son, about you, because as we're hearing so much negativity about the NFL, I was very lucky. I had a friend who worked at NFL Players Inc., and I got to know so many players, and I got to know Gene Upshaw and all that other stuff. So I saw how hard the NFL Players Inc. works for these guys to make sure that they have lives after football. I got to see behind the scenes of the people that work there, and they love this sport, and they love those players. So I don't think that people should just say, oh, the NFL is just all about this or all about that, because, that might be how some people perceive it now. but it's not always the case. And I love to catch the players when they're doing charity and handing out turkeys. And when the press doesn't even bother to come, I love those stories the most because I feel like we get to see the players at their true essence. So thank you for sharing, all the things that you shared with me today.
Oh, you're so welcome. And I'm glad that you wrapped it up the way you did because, they're not football. Football is their job. That's not who they are.
Yeah. I had the fortune for 6.5 years to work with Carmelo as I was covering the Knicks. And that last year, I swear it felt like we all just needed to come together as just people because, when Charles Oakley happened, the world got to see what we were all experiencing firsthand. And I remember one day, the Knicks are my favorite team. I go to the Garden and feel like a kid, and I did not want to enter the building. It was just so much drama. It was so stressful. It had become personal. And I remember my friend saying, if Carmelo shows up, you have to show up. And I thought, oh, my God.
Right.
She's right. And, I watched this man handle that situation with such grace and such class. And I remember thinking, he reminds me of Muhammad Ali, like maybe our generation, because no one else could have taken that. Everyone else would have snapped, quit, whatever they would have done. It wouldn't have gone like it went. So I'm really honored to be heading out to Oklahoma City this week and covering Carmelo in this first game. And just meeting people like you and him really restores my faith in the way sports can also be a great tool to teach young boys, values and teamwork and how to overcome adversity, So
Absolutely.
That's really where I'm trying to focus this series on. I'm really just trying to focus it on. There's always another side, and we need to see the positive side, too. So I want to thank you for being a part of the show today. It really meant a lot to me to be able to have a chance to talk to you.
Well, thank you. It was my pleasure speaking with you, and I can feel your passion and your love for what you do, and I can also feel the gift that God has given you to be a voice. So continue to do that.
Well, thank you so much. So for BlackPressRadio.com, I'm DC Livers. This has been one of my favorite segments, the moms of the NFL, and I'll be doing some other stuff with the NBA. I'm really excited to help shine some light on some of the projects they're working on, hopefully the cookbooks we'll get from them, and just in general, being able to share someone's mom is always a special gift for those of us whose moms have passed away or those of you who have strained relationships with your mother. It's really nice to hear from other moms because sometimes those little nuggets that they give us can be adapted to our own lives. So for BlackPressRadio.com, I'm DC Livers. Thank you guys for listening to this interview.
For you, Ma, thankful that you're still right here. Fortunate to have my mother's voice in my ear. For you, Ma, the wise and intelligent I need. Your wisdom provided like a plant needs seed in it, throwing up everything. Another way to comfort us to rest, you would sing. Raising two older brothers, Mike and Mark 4D. At night, gave praise to the Lord, then sleep. Frigidaire never been that I do recollect. You would work, go to school, we was good, no regret. Always had a hot meal that was fixed without gag. Ma, you was the chef on the stove, so glad. Fly clothes that we wore, cause you know quality. Taught us how to clean up our house thoroughly. Face punishment when we thought like fools. Held accountable, forced to listen to your rules. For you, Ma, thankful that you're still right here. Fortunate to have my mother's voice in my ear. For you, Ma, the wise and intelligent I need. Your wisdom provided like a plant needs seeds. For you, Ma, a lot of people can't see mother. Touch them anymore, there will never be another. For you, Ma, my gratitude had to let you know. You magnificent, hope you live many more. So strict, thank God you cared a whole lot. Thankful for the hugs and the kisses that I got. Don't miss the whippings, but appreciate the lectures. Rationale thoughts is that you are our protector. Worked in the school as a proud black teacher. Anybody came across you was glad to meet you. Graduated college and
You're watching Black Press Radio.
Hey, what it do? This is your boy Jacquees, and I'm right here with BlackPressRadio.com. Rich gang over everything.
You know, I don't look up there, I look down here. Hey, I'm Kobe Bell, and you're watching Black.
Then she let us have fun. Then come Sunday, playing sick for church day. You didn't go to church then, couldn't go to play. Remember that? All in all, wasn't doing nothing slick. So praise be to God, yes, he made the right pick. For you, Ma, thankful that you're still right here. Fortunate to have my mother.